Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is you guys are watching this live. Track stop back at y'all with another one. So today we had the military blue. I know a lot of people calling it the industrial blue, but we had the military blue for Air Jordan 4 that is released today. And I gotta say, y'all, like it went down a lot different than most people expected it to go. It really did. Like, I mean, let's be real, guys. They said it was supposed to be a million pairs, a million pairs, but turns out it didn't seem like it was that many pairs that was going out today. So, I mean, like I always say, take it with a grain of salt, right? I mean, that's the best thing you can do. I mean, let's be real. Everybody thought it was a million pairs. There was still a few people taking L's, but for the most part, it seemed like a lot of people was taking. Seemed like a lot of people got a lot of dubs today, and that's never a bad thing. It's never, never, never a bad thing, you know. I mean, I like to see it. You love to see it. So it's one of those things, y'all. Like Nike can do whatever they want to do. Nike can do whatever they want to do. Let's see. I would definitely love to know who copped today, though. I mean, this is one of those sneakers that you know it's an OG, but at the same time, it seems like a lot of people are still stuck on a lot of people are still stuck on you know the reimagined fours, you know. So I mean, I can understand that. It definitely makes sense. You know, these military fours are OG, but you gotta think about it. Like the OGs of these came out in '89. Half of the sneakerheads we have these days, especially a lot of the guys that's just now getting into the game, half of them wasn't even alive back then. You know, so unless some people were doing their research, unless some people were like, you know, looking up sneakers back in the days and all that, um, most people probably didn't know about these. I mean, they did sell, but they didn't sell out completely like most people thought they would. You know, so definitely would love to know who picked up today. I myself, I'm not gonna lie, I picked up multiple pairs. So today, I picked up two pairs, and I already had a pair that I got from exclusive access on the sneakers app, and then I was online just copping a few pairs. I'm not gonna lie, me personally, I'm digging this shoe. I've always wanted this shoe. Um, yeah, this is as close to the OG as we can get. I know some people were nitpicking, saying that they didn't like the blue, or basically, they had quality control issues. And to be honest with y'all, I really didn't see many quality control issues on my pair. Like, I didn't really see no glue. I don't see nothing. I don't see any glue stains. I don't see any. Yeah, I don't see any problems with the leather and stuff. Maybe I'm one of the guys that just got lucky. Maybe I just got lucky. And at the same time, um, you know, the other pairs that I have coming in, the pairs that I'm gonna be getting in the mail soon, hopefully those don't have any quality control issues. That would definitely be a shame. But I didn't cop just for myself. I did cop for multiple people. It's always nice to It's always nice to basically, help folks out. It wasn't really a hard sneaker to get. It was not a hard sneaker to get. I mean, if you put a little bit of legwork in, then it was gonna be easy to get, pretty much. So yeah, that's one of those things. Definitely one of those things. Man, I actually hit. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this Chic shoes. It's not like a big major store, but if those of you that are on the West Coast, they know about that shoe. Pretty much, I'm not sure they know about that store. So pretty much, Chic shoes is they also do raffles when Jordans are releases and stuff. And I actually hit on their app, and the crazy part is I can't even tell you guys the last time I hit on Chic shoes. Um, I've put in plenty of raffles in the past. So it was a lot of pairs of these, accessible. Depending on what size you are, that's also something that you got to take in consideration as well. Cause um, those of you that wear like a 12 and a half, I know some of the few of the big boy sizes, those went. Even on like the sneakers app, I looked on the sneakers app and let me see. Let me see. Okay, so it's showing a few pairs available. So we got a 5.5, 6.5, 7.5. All sizes are sold. Oh, they actually got a 12.5 on there, which is crazy. 15, 16, 17, 18. You know, they got a few up there for the big boy gang. But surprisingly, I'm surprised to see a size 12.5. You know, I'm surprised to see a size 12.5 available. That's always like that unicorn size that's like hard to get sometimes. You know what I mean? Definitely hard to get sometimes. I don't know what it is with Nike. When they producing these numbers of the sneaker, I really don't know. Like, what is it with that 12.5 size that they always make so many few numbers of? I really would like to know. It's just beyond me. Definitely beyond me. I know most sizes sold out at Foot Locker, uh, Champs. Like I said, there's a small amount of pairs still available on the sneakers app. Um, yeah, these will be gone completely. Definitely gone completely. Yeah, but this was a sneaker that a lot of people were looking forward to. Me, I'm one of them. Definitely was one of them that was looking forward to this sneaker, and you know, glad I got a few pairs of it for myself. I'm glad I was able to cop pairs for other people. You know, yeah. What more could you ask for, guys? What more could you ask for? But at the same time, I'll be honest with you guys. I am actually glad that this is kind of like over with now. So pretty much, you know, we can move on to the next thing. I know next up we have them Space Jam lows, Air Jordan 11 lows releasing. And to be honest with you guys, like, I have the OG pair that came out a few years back, still dead stock. Yeah, I do wear my sneakers, but some sneakers I just honestly forget sometimes that I have them. I got those. I got the Concord 11s. Still dead stock, of course. I be forgetting that I got certain sneakers. I really do. And basically, yeah. When you got a lot of pairs of shoes, it's not like you can remember each and everything you got in your closet. Let me see. So they definitely sold out on Champs, Foot Locker. They definitely sold out on. Let me see. I know they sold out. I'm pretty sure they sold out on DTLR too. Oh yeah, definitely sold out on DTLR. If you all are just now joining us, be sure to hit that like button. If you ain't subbed up, definitely subscribe. Every number counts, each and every number. Each and every number, you know. Definitely trying to get to that point where, you know, page is definitely growing a little bit. Yeah, no. We'll probably stay on here a little bit little bit more, not too much longer. I know it's Saturday, everybody's out, you know, doing their thing, enjoying themselves. Oh, here where I'm at, Colorado was actually sunny. It's pretty windy. I think the temperature is like, I want to say should be in the 60s if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's not. It's 56 degrees currently. It's not that cold. 56 degrees is not that cold. What makes it cold is the wind. When that wind be blowing and stuff, that's what makes it pretty cold. It definitely makes a difference when the wind is blowing and when it's not. Shoot, it could be like 65 degrees, but if it's pretty windy outside, it's gonna be chilly. But that's just me. Not to mention the elevation. Elevation always plays a role. I'll be honest with you guys. Being here, this is some of the most bipolar weather that I've seen in my life. And I've been to many cities, different countries, all around. Colorado got some of the most bipolar weather I've ever seen in my life. Like today, it could be like 75, 80 degrees. And then next thing you know, tomorrow it'd be like 40 degrees. And then another next day it's getting ready to snow. Like, what is going on? This is one place that you can pretty much catch all 4 seasons in one day. I kid you guys not. You can catch all 4 seasons in one day, you know? I mean, so basically, you know, me personally, I always have a little jacket or some, or even if it's just like a hoodie, I keep that handy because you really never know. A couple years back, real true story. A couple years back, when I was a couple years back here, it was like in July, just walking around, chilling, enjoying the sunshine, and then next thing you know, I'm like, is that a snowflake? And yes, it was. It was like little flurries that I seen coming down, man. Like, I kid y'all not, it's crazy here. It is. But other than that, when the weather's nice, like I said, you get your nice days. When the weather's nice, it's nice and sunny out. It's a pretty cool place to go hiking and stuff. And I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I wasn't about no outdoors and nothing like that until I came out here. And being out here, at least me being out here, I've grown a much more greater appreciation for nature and stuff like that. You know, I don't do too much of the skiing and snowboarding and stuff like that. I might try it out one day, but other than that, like, the outdoors out here, because there's so much to do outdoors for one. They got all these different trails and parks and stuff around. There's so much of that you can do. And at the end of the day, who really wants to be that person that's just stuck in a house, that's not doing much? I don't recommend it. You get stressed out doing that. Plus a little bit of sunshine is good for you whenever you can get some. Got to get that vitamin D. If you are just joining us, please hit that like button. And if you're not subbed up, definitely subscribe. Definitely subscribe. I love to keep in contact with you guys and interacting with you guys. It makes me feel good. So, let's see. I'm curious to see if anybody still got these bad boys available, guys. I really am. Like, so many sites has sold out of these, but there was a lot of sites that didn't. Let me see. So I want to see if GOAT actually, the price went down. Now I know certain sizes were selling for like, but this is grade school, so let's see what we got. 151. So a 6.5 is going for 181. That's a pretty, decent amount of lunch money if you are trying to be a reseller, reselling and stuff. Me personally, I'm not all about the resale. Let me see. What are the men's sizes going for? All right, so this one we get to the big bucks. Let's see. I'm a size 9. Let's see what's going for in the size 9. 249. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Again, if you are trying to resell a pair, or two or three or whatever you got in your possession. Now I know the bigger sizes, some of the bigger sizes are gonna be going for a lot. Like look at that, 12 and a half is damn near going for almost $300. I mean, after taxes and all that, you're pretty much gonna be paying over 300 anyway. Shipping tax, all that. Let's see what we got. Let's just see what we got. If we are they gonna make me log in? I don't feel like logging in, honestly. And we already know the reimagined Force is definitely going for a decent price. I think these are selling for more than them. Look at that. 300 for 300 308 for 11 and a half. 12 and a half, 315. And I saw a poll that one of the guys had put up on YouTube as well. He put a poll up saying, let me see if I can find it. It was, if those of you who know Roscoe, I hope I'm saying his name, Roscoe. He had put a poll up asking which sneaker they like more, the Reimagined Force or the Military Blues, and a lot of people was voting for the Reimagined Force. I mean, me personally, I like the Reimagined Force. I rock with them, but at the same time, I am an OG head, so I'm gonna like these a little bit more than the Reimagined Force. That's just my humble opinion. That's just what it is. I know a lot of other cats are gonna be liking the the Reimagines. It's all good though. That's what separates us in the sneaker community. Everybody has their own preference. Well, most people have their own preference. Unless you just a hype beast following the hype. We're not judging here though. We're definitely not judging. Definitely not judging. All right, so we have the Military Blue Force that released today. Like I said, I'm glad that that's over with because that was a sneaker that I was definitely looking forward to for quite some time. Next up, what do we have? What's the major next release? Well, I'm not gonna say it's a major release, the one that's up next, but the Nike Cortez. Nike is officially gonna release them. I know a few places are already releasing them, but Nike is actually gonna have their official release day, and that's gonna be next Wednesday, on the 8th, May 8th. Honestly, guys, I was thinking of copping them, but at the same time, I'm looking at my box right here. I got a pair of the Forrest Gumps, which let me see. Been having these shoes for a while. So these Nike Cortez, aka Forrest Gumps, are gonna be releasing next week. And I'm looking at the picture here online that we get, and it's really not much of a difference unless they use like different materials in the leather, but I don't think I'm gonna go for them. I haven't even worn these yet, and I've had these for years. You spoke, we listened. You spoke, we listened. Based on your feedback, we've revamped the original Cortez while maintaining the retro appeal you know and love. This leather version has a wider toe area and firmer side panels, so you can comfortably wear them day in and day out without any warping. And it's sporting one of our most sought after colorways for a timeless look that's easy to style. So they said that they revamped it so you can wear it without any warping. I'm wondering if they talking about the leather, because these bad boys crease bad. You wear a pair of Nike Cortez, them bad boys crease bad as hell. No bull. They really do. Shoot. But of course, this particular colorway has been out for some time, but when Tom Hanks wore them in Forrest Gump, when Jeannie when she gifted him that pair of Nikes, this is what made them popular and stuff, But if anybody's, interested, Nike will be officially releasing them on the Sneakers app on May 8th. Now that I'm reading that, seeing that they talking about it's revamped, I'm very curious to see if the leather is gonna be a tad bit more soft on them. Because I'm not gonna lie, like pulling them out the box, they look fresh and all that, but at the same time, all it takes is me wearing them maybe 2 or 3 times, and them creases and stuff be all over the shoe, man. Now, of course, a lot of us love when the shoe is worn and stuff like that, like Air Jordan 1, but not every shoe ages well like an Air Jordan 1, which is fine. Those of you that's just now tuning in, thank you for joining. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is you guys are at. If you haven't subbed up, hit that subscribe button and definitely hit that like button. I would love to keep in touch with you guys if you sub up. So we asking everyone today if they copped these military blue 4s that released today. A lot of people seem like they had mixed opinions on these. Of course, a lot of the OG heads were definitely digging these. How could you not? But again, like I made my point earlier saying that these sneakers, like the original OG came out in '89. A lot of sneakerheads, well, most younger sneakerheads wasn't even born at that time, So, me, when I look at it, I love the OGs. I rock with a lot of OGs, but at the same time, like, again, most of these youngsters don't really care about OGs like that. A lot of these younger sneakerheads are all into like hype and collabs. Like, for example, come on, a Travis Scott sneaker is gonna sell regardless. If it's Travis Scott's name is stamped on it, it's gonna sell. But at the same time, you got certain OGs like let's see, this one or the Jordan 7s. Most of them don't rock with them. They really don't, and it's fine. But OG sneakerheads like myself, definitely gonna be copping. Definitely gonna be putting these in a collection. I do have a feeling that the price is gonna go up on these though, guys. I really do. This is one of those sneakers that's like a hold. Like, if you trying to just get some quick money and get it off quick, then that's fine. Get your lunch money and keep it moving. But if you trying to make some money, I feel like it's definitely a good hold for the future. Definitely a good hold for the future. I don't sell sneakers too often, so don't quote me on that. But if I was a bad man, I'm telling you, the price is gonna go up on these bad boys, and then you'll be able to cash in. You definitely be able to cash in. How could you not love the smell of new sneakers? That fresh out the box glue smell. How could you not love that? It's like crack to us sneakerheads. Definitely like crack. I mean, that's like the first thing that I do when I bust open a brand new pair of kicks. You definitely got to just smell it. It like smacks you in the face. In a good way though, Definitely in a good way. So I mentioned that the Nike Cortez will be dropping next week. I'm not gonna say that that's another major release, but we got a few others. We got the Air Jordan 1, the Low Shadows. I feel like those are gonna do pretty well. Let me see what else. I'm just looking up the upcoming releases. We got the Victor Wembanyama Hustle 2 Aliens. Me personally, I actually like those. Of course, it's a basketball shoe, but I actually like them. Like, I like the glow in the dark effect to it. I'm definitely a real big fan of the glow in the dark, and that's something that just gets me with certain sneakers. 3M, I love a little bit of 3M too, but the glow in the dark on some of the sneakers, that's just something that definitely, always gets my attention. Let me see kicks. See if I can pull up the calendar. Let's see if I can pull up the calendar so we can see what's new, what's upcoming. A lot of pop-ups going on. All right, here we go. Okay, so now I know this is not all the releases because at the same time, uh, May 4th, which is today, is not on the calendar. This is just me taking a quick peek at the Kicks on Fire release calendar. I mean, it's gonna be a lot more dropping in May, that's for sure. May is a action-packed month. That's one thing I will say. Now, I am a big fan of the phone pauses. These look interesting. So these are scheduled to release October 19th. I'm honestly curious how these are gonna do though. I love how it has the little, the little dark gray in the back, and then how it fades to a lighter gray. I mean, that's pretty cool. Those who missed out on those pearlized, or should I say the polarized foams, I mean, this is your chance to get something close to it, right? Now, the big thing that's going to be coming up in 2025 is these bad boys. I would never forget when these Galaxy phones came out, like, was it like about 10 years ago? Actually, longer than that now. People were going nuts for these things, man. I wanted a pair of these because they released during All-Star Weekend. I wanted a pair of these so bad, and I never got my hands on them. I recently picked up a pair of these about like 2-3 years ago at SneakerCon. That was one of the greatest days ever. I was able to buy my Grail, and it was in such good condition too. I even asked the guy when he sold them, I'm like, damn, did you ever wear these? He's like, yeah, they've been worn a few times. You just took care of your sneaker. But yeah, when these came out, it was nuts. People were going bonkers over these things, man. They were definitely going bonkers over these. So those sneakers, what do you say? Those shoes are sneaker of the year. The heat, the resale, yes, they definitely gonna shoot up. I'm copping the low Space Jams and Diamond Turfs. Yes, them low Space Jams are definitely gonna be a must. I have the high tops, the OGs that came out with the 45 on them from a few years back. Yeah, I like them low tops. I don't even wear a lot of low Jordan 11s either, but I'm definitely gonna be copping me a pair of those. The Royals won't. Yeah, I'm thinking that they will drop. They will still drop in February. Hopefully Nike doesn't change it up. Nike does have a tendency to change up a lot of things with the releases. Like for example, I'm gonna keep talking about these bad boys. They had originally changed the date, and then they changed it back to May 4th. Sometimes Nike like to, play games with our emotions. Sometimes they like to just. And it could have been Nike doing it. It could have been a marketing stunt, honestly. I mean, you got to think about it from a company's perspective of trying to sell sneakers, right? If you feel like the demand is not that high, then you're gonna try to, just tweak it a little bit. And what they do, they changed that release date, and boom, back to May 4th. So hopefully these Galaxies still release in February. I'm gonna try to get my second pair, and hopefully they keep them as close to the OG as possible. I hope they do. Eggplants have released earlier. I didn't cop the eggplants that came out this year. I got the ones that came out before that. But yeah, every time I see these Galaxy, man, it's just like candy to me, I got my OG pair around here somewhere. I was just looking at them here. Oh, there they go. Still in an OG box too. Now I know y'all gonna be laughing because you see that plastic, right? You see that plastic, right? I'm one of those guys. If I don't shrink wrap it, I'm gonna put it in that Ziploc bag to preserve it. Hands down. You gotta take care of your kicks. Think about it. If you spending all this money on sneakers, and yeah, I get it, we wear them, and sneakers get worn and stuff like that with age and all that. But at the same time, you still gotta take care of your investment. So I think Nike strategically moved around a reseller, around a military 4 day to throw resellers off, and for them to get max revenue. I'm not even gonna disagree with you. I'm not even gonna disagree with you. I definitely feel like that was a stunt that Nike wanted to pull to not only throw the resellers around, but to make people be like, well, damn, when we gonna get them? When we gonna get them? You know, think about it. Perfect example. If you got a piece of candy and it's a little kid like, ooh, gimme, 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 and you're like, oh, nope, I ain't gonna give it to you. Nope, I'm not gonna give it to you. What you think gonna happen? They're gonna want it even more, and people get frustrated. Then they get that they get that final day like, yeah, it's finally gonna release. People gonna jump all over that, you know. Definitely gonna jump all over that. I know I did. But yeah, guys, these Galaxy phones should be coming out next year. And you know what? Speaking of Nike changing dates, at one point there was a rumor that Nike was like, "Oh, we're not gonna re-release them," because I think it was Z Sneakerheads that posted them at first. You know, posted a picture of them saying that they was gonna come back, and then there was another rumor like, "Oh, Nike said they're not gonna come out and all that," and here we are. Looking at it again, yes, we do got a release for February 2024. And like I said, guys, I truly hope that they keep those Galaxy phones that's going to be releasing next year as close to the OGs as possible. I really do. You know, shoot, even give us the old school box that it came in. That'd be nice. But knowing Nike, it might not come in the little old school cardboard box. It'll probably come in the all black box like most of the phones be coming in. So I'm okay with that. But in terms of just the look of the sneaker, the feel, I really hope they keep the specs and everything very, very similar to these bad boys, you know. And I've been taking kitties and stuff because I didn't spend cheap dollar. I didn't spend like crazy money on them, but this is not the only pair, but this is one of the pairs that I spent a lot of money on to get. And it took me over 10 years to get this shoe, you know. So this is one of my pride and joys that I have here, you know. I would never resell these. I would never get rid of them, you know. Yeah, and they gotta have the pull tag on those bad boys when they come out too. They definitely gotta have a pull tag on them because, again, you know, it's just that thing. And these came out in the pack. If you guys, those of you that don't remember, it was like the LeBrons, the Kevin Durant's. It was a pair of Kobe's in that pack. I feel like I'm missing another sneaker too. It was another kind of damn. It's like, was it the flight? It wasn't the Flight Posits, or was it? If y'all remember, Josh from chat in the chat, it was a handful of sneakers that came out in that All-Star pack, you know. And this was the one out of all of them that everybody was going crazy over trying to get. Definitely was. You know, it was a sight to see. People was rioting, just going nuts and stuff. Definitely was a sight to see. He said the mind games worked out to perfection. They really did. They really did. It made people want them more. I mean, it's like a psychological thing. A lot of people want things that they can't have. You know, if for example, people complained about, oh, all these shoes are sitting. When has it been a bad thing for sneakers to sit on the wall? Explain that to me. Back in the days in the 90s, it was so easy to go in Foot Locker or any store, and you're like, oh, I want the new J's that came out, or I want the new whatever that just came out, and you can go on the wall and grab it. You know? These days, people tripping because a sneaker's sitting. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's the greatest thing ever. Let's be realistic. Most of the resellers are the ones that's saying, oh, you know, that sucks and all that. Y'all already know how it go. They got to make a profit. That's their business, you know. You say people about to triple up on the Galaxies. That shoe is gonna set the shoe game on. It really is. It really is. You know something? A lot of people think that it was the Red Octobers, and don't get me wrong, the Red Octobers kind of changed the game up a little bit in terms of like reselling stuff like that too. But these Galaxy phones, man, this was one of the first times that you saw people actually willing to pay extra money from someone that had purchased them just to get them. I mean, if you guys remember, people was literally trying to sell their car. I remember was it like a Facebook or a Craigslist post Some dude was selling his car on there just to get a pair of Galaxy foams. And I was like, damn, bro. Thinking back, I was like, damn, bro, you know, you rather walk instead of have something to get you around from point A to point B? You rather walk to work. Definitely gonna be walking in, but you know what? That's fine, right? Homeboy gonna be walking in style with a pair of Galaxies on his feet. Crazy, crazy. But you know, so far this year we've been having a lot of good sneaker releases. You know, I'm not complaining. You know, I've been getting a lot of sneakers that I want. We just had the Mambacitas release, and I will be doing a video on this pretty soon. It'll be dropping this week. You know, just give you guys a look at them and stuff. These had just came in today, actually, and when I got these and opened them up, I was just like, wow, like I love the texture. They got like that snakeskin texture on it and stuff. It's crazy, man. You say if that Red October drop again, people were literally robbing man. They better have the SWAT team waiting at certain locations with all them people camping out. You're gonna see people going beyond nuts for that shoe. Beyond nuts. People gonna be fighting. It's you talking about the Galaxy foam setting stuff on fire? Whoo, Lord, man. I can see it right now. Like, you know, stores would be like, we're not doing first come, first serve. You know, it'd be people trying to like bot into the raffle. It'd be people doing each and every damn thing they can do to try to get a pair of those Galaxies, you know? I'm not Galaxies, the Red Octobers. And me personally, if I wanted to pay the resale, it depends. It depends on it. But man, I would lose my mind myself. I'm not gonna be fighting nobody over him and stuff, but I would definitely lose my mind myself, you know. And I'll be honest with you, pretty much, basically, it's one of those things like me. I don't know if you guys were watching my video back when the Jarrito Dunks had dropped. I was driving like 2 hours to go just put in the raffle form, 2 hours back to get you know, back home. Didn't even know if I was gonna win a raffle. I was obviously, anybody that put a raffle in, you hope that you win the raffle. So I'm like, yeah, you know, let me go on and take this trip back. And then basically I had to wait on the call. And I'm leaving a part out. Let me double back. So when I took that 2 hour drive, it wasn't even guaranteed that I was gonna get a ticket. So the way they did it at this skate shop over in Boulder, Colorado, basically they since it was the Jarritos, you know, the Mexican feel to it, they had tortilla chips with little nacho cheese on it that they were giving everybody in a little bowl. So what they would do is you eat your chips, and at the bottom of the bowl, if you're lucky, you get a raffle ticket and you get to put in for the sneaker. It was people that was just going there, waiting in line. It was a long ass line waiting like outside. There were people there that were just eating the chips or dumping the chips out, only to find out that you don't even have a ticket. So I got lucky and got that. Thank God. And then I came home. Then I was like, man, I don't even know if I'm gonna get the call to pick up. And sure enough, the next day I got the call to go pick up and took that long ass trip out there. Took that trip back, but it was well worth it, man. It definitely was well worth it, you know. Let me see. Tell you the truth, almost all my grails have dropped in the last. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. It's the little things that matter, right? Definitely the little things that matter. Definitely little things that matter. But me personally, I drive 2-3 hours. If they did the release for those Red Octobers again, yeah, we about to put some miles on the car. We definitely about to put some miles on it, you know. And that's what it's all about, you know. Not losing your mind, but just putting the legwork in. That's what I tell a lot of people when they want to get a pair of sneakers. You have to put the legwork in. Like, you can't just sit there and be like, oh, I never went on sneakers. Or I never went on Foot Locker. I ain't putting in. The only way to win a raffle for a shoe is to just enter. That's the only way to win. You're not going to win by sitting there getting pissed off saying, well, I never win. It's a ton of us that take L's. Even some of the top YouTubers take L's on the sneakers app, you know. It's like a roll of the dice. But what I also want to point out is you know, me personally, I will put in for like, uh, for example, these military fours I keep talking about. I put in on Sneakers app, got them on exclusive access. I put in on Foot Locker Champs. I put in on Chic Shoes, and then a couple of friends, if they feeling generous enough, I was asking them, hey, can y'all put in for me? And if they hit, you know what? Guess what I do to show my gratitude? Hey man, let me buy you lunch. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Little small things, What it say? Easy 10-hour trip plus an overnight hotel. Hell yeah. Shoot, people think I'm playing. Bro, that would definitely be me. That would definitely be me. Especially if I could afford to do it over on the weekend. And it's nice to have an excuse to take a road trip as well, And especially if you got your girlfriend, your wife, or if you're a female, you got your boyfriend, your husband, that'll be pretty cool too. It gives you guys both an opportunity and a chance just to get out the house and do something, It works out for your old lady or your husband. They get to see, some land and all that. And it works out for you because you going and put in for a sneaker that you want or camp out. You know what I'm saying? Definitely camp out. But back to these Mambacitas, I'm not going to do too much because like I said, I still want to make a video on these bad boys. Give my YouTube viewers a first-hand look at these. But getting this sneaker in hand, it was definitely, it's definitely nice, and to think of like Kobe and Gianna, their story and all that, and rest in peace to the other people that was in that helicopter with them, but this shoe here, I wasn't expecting to hit for these on sneakers, and I did, and yeah, these are very nice, it's very nice. I love the touch on it. And to be honest with you guys, a lot of people that's like, I heard a lot of people asking like, what about the butterflies? What is the reason for the butterflies? There's a lot of reasons why they decided to put the butterflies on. I will say this, butterflies are actual spiritual thing. They really are. Like, if you think about it, most people that's like all spiritual and stuff, they look at butterflies as a sign of hope and stuff like that. When you lose someone and stuff like that, and makes sense. Think about it. But we'll go more into detail when I actually make the video of these later on this week, and talk a little bit more. But yeah, I definitely did get lucky on these as well. Let me see. They're fly, but I wonder if Gigi actually had a hand in designing. You know what? That's a good question. That is a real good question. Like, what if Gigi actually liked what if she actually liked butterflies? What if that was something that she used to like drawing when she was a lot younger? We never know. I was actually gonna do a little bit more research on this to find out. Yeah, I think they are pretty cool. They are pretty cool, and I honestly love the fact that Kobe's wife Vanessa, she has a very big say so on what they do moving forward and stuff. It definitely be that's definitely great. Cause a lot of us that wear sneakers, we wear a lot of Nike and stuff, and I do rock with Adidas and other brands as well. But I will say this: Nike is not always perfect. Let's be real. It's a business. It's a company. What's the number one thing that any business or company want to do? They want to make a profit, But Vanessa, she stepped in and she was like, "Nah, we ain't doing all that, This is how we gonna run things. This is how I want my husband's legacy to be." And you know what? She is not wrong at all. She had every right to do that. She really did. Shoot. I know if I was like a famous basketball player, or even if I had like my own, pair of sneakers and stuff, heck yeah, I would want, my wife, or if my mom or whoever's in charge of my estate, when I'm going, what I leave behind, heck yeah, I would want them to run things in the right way and have my legacy not only be remembered as me being famous and me being one of the best, but much remembered in a much positive manner. That's important, And she also said, what she say? The number one thing that I did like, she was like, we got to make Kobe's more accessible to people. She did say that. So at the end of the day, can we knock her for that? We can't. I mean, it's only fair, especially if people are were fans of Kobe's and people who actually want him for basketball. And let's be real, it's a ton of people that actually play ball in Kobe's, man. It really is. I see more people playing ball in Kobe's than I do LeBron's. Not that I'm throwing any shots at LeBron, but just in general, like we already know that Jordan is a major brand when it comes to like basketball and stuff like that. But there's a ton of players that play in Kobe's. Like for example, I'm a Bulls fan, and Damian Lillard, I don't see him playing in anything but Kobe's every single game. And I watch a lot of Bulls games every season, and you see him playing in nothing but Kobe's. Nothing. Let me see. I'm Team Nike, but it kills me that Jordan's quality control are way worse than Kobe's and cheaper Nikes. Honestly, I don't know what it is with that. You know what it is? You know what it is? I feel like, and I could be wrong, but this is just my humble opinion. I feel like with uh Kobe, they gotta come hard with that because they know that anytime some Kobe's released, they gonna sell out. Jordan brand, not Jordan, but just Jordan brand. We've been making Jordans for years. We know Jordan's gonna sell here and there. It's almost like they kind of like getting a little lazy with it, if you ask me. That's what I think, you know. But that's just my opinion. I think they just kind of they just kind of got a little lazy with it when it came to Jordan sneakers and stuff. But I could be wrong. But it's been more than a few shoes that's released recently, not just in the past, but recently that's had that quality control issue. I remember I bought a pair of grade school Jordans. It was the Royal 12s. It was a pair of Jordan 12s, but it was the grade school pair. And like that midsole, was just jacked up. It looked like somebody almost like scratched on it, and all around the low midsole part, it was just bad. It was real bad. But the person that I got the sneakers for was like, they wouldn't trip, and they was like, I'm not tripping. I just want the sneaker and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? Cool, man. Cool. Because, you person like me, if I got somebody that's like wanting me to get a sneaker for them and I'm going on my way helping them and stuff, and then they get the sneaker and I know they're going to be paying me for that sneaker, the last thing I want is to be giving them a sneaker and they like, damn, dude, this is what I'm paying for, even though it's not my fault. But come on. You all know how people think. He said, Jordan sneakerheads are like Madden players. We complain and keep buying the bullshit. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. And the thing is, there are other sneaker brands that are trying to compete with Jordan these days. It is. You have, I'm not going to say Adidas, but let's see. New Balance has been doing this thing lately. Like, it's been a ton of people just on a New Balance train these days. Perfect example, since I did mention Adidas, Anthony Edwards, his sneaker is selling. A lot of people in NBA or just basketball in general, people playing basketball in general, are wearing his shoe like crazy. Look at the All-Star, not the All-Star game. Look at this past NBA season. That shoe has been just in high demand, and it's a pair of Adidas. So, bravo Adidas, way to go, right? But yeah, I feel like if other brands start stepping it up, collabs is the number one thing. Most sneakerheads these days, especially a lot of the younger generation, they all care about collabs. That's all they care about. Travis Scott, put his name on it, they're gonna go for it. Or who's Billie Eilish? Some people love, are fans of her. So it's still a collab. It sells. You know what I mean? It does sell. Whereas then you just got a regular pair of kicks. Not too many people gonna be looking at like, oh, they want it, But if it's a collab sneaker, people want them. Like some of the Ama Maniers, I hope I'm saying it right. Ama Maniers, people want those. They're gonna go crazy for those. It never fails. It never fails. So Nike don't cut corners when they make running shoes. Like really, that's the thing. Nike started off as as a company that was making running shoes before they even got into the basketball thing. So that's not surprising. They're all about the Air Maxes and stuff like that. Fly knit runners and all that stuff. Nike started off as a running company. That's definitely going to be their bread and butter. They can come out with a pair of Jordans. That shoe can sit. They're going to lower the price on it, but they know their Air Maxes and all that stuff is going to be selling regardless. That's just what it is. Nike know what they doing. Shoot. Early ones are dope. I haven't called in 4 years. I'm thinking about copping. Yeah, them Anthony Edwards are selling, man. I'm telling you. I'm curious how they feel because I've never worn a pair of those. You know, I'm wondering how they feel. You know, how comfortable they are because there's a ton of players that you see wearing those sneakers these days. It really is. Shoot. Definitely interesting to see. It will be interesting to see. All right, chat. I'm gonna rock this thing, wrap this thing up. If you haven't subscribed, go and hit that sub button down there. I will be releasing that video later this coming week with the Mambacita Kobe's that I just received. If you cop today, definitely give me some interaction. Let me know if you copped a pair of those Air Jordan 4s, the military blues. Boy, in some people's case, they like to call them the industrial blues. They always gonna be the military blues to me. But I'm going to wrap this thing up. Enjoy the rest of my Saturday. Those of you that's going out anywhere, be safe, be careful, enjoy your Saturday. Stay blessed, stay fresh. Love your loved ones like it's no tomorrow. Until then, I will see you guys very, very soon on the next one.